Untitled, and this is my review about the Razer Blade 15 2021 base model with the Full HD 144Hz display and the RTX Mobile 3060. So I had this notebook since 3 weeks thanks to Razer Germany. And yeah, this is still a PVT model, so this is a not finished product, so I weren't able to make benchmarks with it, but I had some impressions with gaming and video cutting and Photoshop and normal office browsing, so I can make a review now. First of all, the design and how it's built, the build quality. I like the design because it's very simple. It's basically the same as the 2020 model, so if you know the 2020 model, you are not able to see any differences. It's a completely matte black notebook with the Razer logo on the back and with the green USB ports. Those are like the Razer design stuff, and yeah, you notice the keyboard is still RGB lighted, and yeah, the base model is just able to have key zones with RGB lighting, not every single key. The build quality is still very, very good. It's a PVT model, so I don't know if the fully finished product is built better, but from my experiences, this notebook is very good build. It feels premium, it feels heavy, it's 2 kilogram, but for the power that's in there, I think 2 kilogram, it's the same weight as last year, and it's a more powerful product, so yeah, still very, very light with 2 kilograms. The display is a 15.6 inch display, Full HD 144Hz, and my version. There is a QHD display with 122 Hz and a 4K display with 60 Hz, depending on what version you buy. Also, there's a advanced model with an RTX 3070, 3080 and 3090 mobile. So if you're interested in 4K or QHD gaming, you have to go with the 3070 or more. This model is with 3060 is kinda the full HD gaming model, I would say. The 144Hz is very good for games like CSGO, Overwatch, PUBG, etc. Games where you have to react very fast. There is the 144Hz really going out. If you want to make 4K video cutting or Photoshop, go with the QHD or 4K version, but it's worth it. Games are in full HD, still looking very good, also with the RTX. I weren't able to make benchmarks because it's a PVT model, but I asked my community, okay, what games should I test? And I heard a lot of Counter-Strike, Overwatch, PUBG, Minecraft, Cyberpunk, etc. So I tested all of them kinda, and the results were, if you want a full HD gaming notebook, this is the most powerful machine. I had no problems with Overwatch in full HD and ultra settings, Counter-Strike, PUBG, also Cyberpunk is working in full HD very good with the RTX. It's looking very, very good still for a full HD display. If you plug in a external monitor, a secondary monitor, and want to try 4K, you're still good to go, but if you want 4K with high quality graphics, this is not your notebook. You have to go with the 3070 or more, because the RTX 3060 mobile is as good as the RTX 2070 Super, I think. And yeah, you are having a good gaming notebook if you want full HD and want to have the best full HD experience, but if you want more, you have to probably get the better versions. As a processor, in this model there is a Intel 6-core 10th generation, more specifically the i7-10750H. I would have loved an AMD option because I know a lot of gamers want an AMD CPU. Even I know that you can't get AMD CPUs right now because they have production issues, but even if they still got managed to make a model, it would have been very, very nice. For now, there's only the Intel CPUs, and maybe they have a contract, because the AMD CPUs would have like benefits from the Thunderbolt 4 or more. Yeah, but they missed out this chance. In here is a 512 gigabyte M.2 SSD. You can expand this to 4 terabytes is the maximum. Also with the RAM, there is 16 gigabytes DDR4 RAM here, but you can expand it to 64 gigabytes maximum. As of ports, you have a Thunderbolt 3 USB-C, 3 USB-A 3.1 Gen 1 ports, and one USB 3.2 Gen 2 USB-C port. I tried out an external SSD and also plugged in my mobile to send some of my video data to this computer, and it was very, very fast, a lot faster than my desktop PC. So if you want to transfer a lot of files, you're good to go with these options. If you want more, go with the advanced model. To the performance, as I already said, you're good to go with full HD gaming, but I also tried out to cut videos. I had a 4K video with 30 FPS. It was 8 minutes and 34 seconds long, and the notebook needed about 12 minutes and 45 seconds to render it in 4K 30, which is very, very fast when I do it on my desktop PC with the GTX 1060. I think I need about 30 minutes, and of course it's faster than the last model I had, the 2021 advanced model, which needed about 15 minutes for that, so it's like 3 minutes faster. I know it's not a lot, but if you're into cutting, you will notice that everything in my timeline went fluently. I had no problems with Sony Vegas cutting this. So if you're into 4K video cutting professionally, go with a 4K display, but even without a 4K display, I had no issues running that on this model here. Also, some more ports. There is gigabit Ethernet here if you want to stream, and a HDMI 2.1 for plugging in a secondary monitor, and a 3.5mm audio jack for headset. The keyboard and the touchpad are very good. The touchpad is very precisely. I even noticed that I used the touchpad instead of the keyboard, because some stuff is even better with the touchpad because it's more precise and you can use the 2-finger zoom. The keyboard is not the advanced edition keyboard. It's still a keyboard where you can just have areas with RGB, but I don't specifically need that. Yes, RGB is good, especially for gaming, but also for writing in the night when it's very dark. But also when it's very dark, it's very good to see the keys. And after some days, I could write like normal on this keyboard. One thing that I missed out on the advanced edition last year and needed now was the webcam. I went to various Zoom calls, Microsoft Teams calls with it, and the webcam is still 1 megapixel and 720p. This is not good for a 2,500 euro laptop, because when I want to stream maybe on the go, a full HD webcam would have been very, very nice. This is one of my main critic points. Razer, please upgrade this with a 1080p webcam. The battery was still very good for the power. When I used only Office, I had 5 hours of usage, and gaming was without plugged in 2 hours. The 230 watt charger is in the box. Yes, I have to say that because some other very, very expensive products don't do that, and it charges the notebook in 2 hours, about from 0 to 100%. The speakers are very good. You have a speaker on the left and a speaker on the right. Those are stereo speakers and they make good sound. New is that in this year you have a cooperation with THX. You have a equalizer built in if you want to hear music or cinema or game. The equalizer will adjust the sound a bit, but even without changing the equalizer, I could hear music, I could watch movies, I could game on it. The speakers are very, very good. They're very loud, but if you're into music production, I would say go with external speakers. Conclusion: the Razer Blade 15 in 2021 brings the Razer Blade series a next step ahead. It shows what power is Razer able to bring into notebooks, but this has its price. If you're looking just at the hardware, the deal from 2,500 euros in this model isn't that good, but you're not paying just for the hardware, you're paying for the portability. And in portability, this is a very, very good notebook, because even in this light package with 2 kilograms and very thin package, I think, you're having extremely good hardware in a very, very small package. The entry model starts at 1,799 euros, but if you're into video production and maybe Photoshop, then you have to go with 4K model or QHD model, because you don't need a 144 Hz if you're just into gaming. So that's it with my review about the Razer Blade 15 2021. If you liked it, please leave a like, and thank you for watching.